Hey everybody, welcome back to BMX News Live, where I am actually live today. It is Friday at 10:02 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, exactly 1 week out from Stoke the Midwest at Stoke Run Action Sports Park. It's a mini ramp jam that I am hosting at this skate park, and I hope I see everyone there. But we're here today where there's 30 people here, probably because they know I have to do this. But we're going to talk about everything that happened in the previous week in the world of BMX that I think you guys might care about, like I do every Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And even when I can't be here live, I still pre-record it and premiere it as if it's live anyways. So we're here, and I wanted to talk a little bit about Stoke the Midwest, get some people in here. Before this happens, make sure you hit this button and tell people to join. But before we actually do this, I'm, like I said, going to let some people join. I have boxes and boxes of prizes to talk about for Stoke the Midwest. And I figured I would show everybody what we got here to give away next weekend, exactly a week from today. First of all, thanks to what do we call those? Angel investor. We have $1,000 cash money to give away at the event. Bro, $1,000. We also have Dan's comp bringing $250. So over $1,000 to give away. Gonna set this one aside and this one aside. And you know who else is on board? Little Devil. Got a package from Little Devil with bunch of sticker packs in here. We had the hat right there, a beanie, as well as a bunch of shirts that we're going to be giving away. And figured out the song list. Just play Hawthorne Heights. They're all you need. Best Midwest emo. That's funny. So we got a box from Little Devil. We also got multiple boxes here from MKS Moto Kicks that I haven't opened yet. I went to do all of this the other day and just ran out of time. So we're going to do it now live to show everybody. Then I'll be posting a video tomorrow of everything. Yo, holy cow. This box has a bunch of stickers in it and a box full of shirts. Like, literally, there's so 1, 2, 3, 6 there. And then a whole nother handful here. Tons of shirts and stickers. Jeez. Then we have 2 more boxes here from MKS. This is exactly what I was stoked about with this event and working with companies with it, is that I didn't reach out to MKS with this one. He reshared the flyer and I was like, hey, do you want to be involved? And he said, I'm in, and just sent out all of this stuff and was just excited to be a part of it. Oh, that box got a little damaged, but we have shoes in here. What is this? Yo, special features and instructions. So they have some stuff in here. I've done unboxings, but it's a gray pair of high-lows. Brand new pair of shoes. Then, oh my goodness. There's so much. Let's see if I can get this box out of here. Remember, people, the smelling salts are coming. Don't worry. It's going to be worth it. I just need to open these boxes and show everybody the prizes for Stoke the Midwest. Heard Justin Stapleton already won that whole weekend. Is that right? We'll find out in a week and a day. Oh, sick. Oh, there's a bunch of Lucero and Hawthorne Heights. Don't worry. That's funny. So then we have another pair of MKS. I'm going to actually take this one out so that you can get a look at what you could win next weekend. Brand new pair of these MKS high-low shoes. I've been wearing these for months now. They're still holding up really, really well. And I've enjoyed this rubber piece here around the edge for ankle protection. So there's 2 pairs of those to give away, a bunch of shirts, and we're not even done yet. We're not even done yet. Oh, 20% off with this card. Holy cow. Look how many of them that there are. So we got a bunch of discount cards. I'm going to put those in the other box. We're not done yet, folks. We have more prizes to show and whatever for Stoke to Midwest. Should I do the sewing sauce before we keep going with prizes, or should I wait until we're done? Because I have another huge box to open. I meant to grab my knife. Let me know. Give me 1 in the chat if I should do it now. 2 in the chat if I should keep going with prizes and do it right after that. One, 3, smart asses. 2, 1, 2, 3. We got multiple 2. All right, we got 2 votes for after. Good enough for me. All right, so this package comes from Nowhere BMX. Another dude. I hit Carl up and I was like, hey, I'm doing this event. And I hit him up mainly because I was like, yo, I want you to be there. And I want to make this happen. And he's not going to be able to be here, unfortunately. But he did send out an entire box full of stuff here. Let's go. Yep, too many people. Too many people saying too. We're going to go through all the prizes first. So, Carl sent out a few shirts. Let's go. The Nowhere Park Rat shirts. As well as, a Slow Your Roll. That's going to be dope for somebody. A bunch of stickers. A Jacob Beam Bare Knuckle Stem to give away. Dude, all of this stuff is getting given away at my jam next Saturday on the main day, and we're all going to hang out and have fun. So yeah, all these stickers, the Slow Your Roll, the Jacob Beam Stem, the shirts, and on top of that, a set of Nowhere BMX bars. These are 9.5 rise, and they are in the like pearlescent white color. Let's go. We're giving away a set of bars. We're giving away shoes, shirts, $1,000 in cash, stuff from Little Devil. And here is where it starts to get really fun for me. Even more so than what it already was. So I gotta figure out how to open this box. Oh, like that. The first person that I hit up for this was none other than TJ Henderson. And if you've seen my videos with TJ, you know that we've talked about something pretty awesome in the videos, and he's been developing something pretty awesome. Well, he sent out 2 of these hydraulic rim brake 990 adapters, because what better to have at a mini ramp contest that's kind of mid 2000s themed than one of these adapters, so that you can run hydraulic rim brakes on your bike that you already have. So freaking sick. And I know there's people who want to try these out. So these are going to be prizes for the jam. My goodness. Let's make sure there's nothing else. Okay. And if it's not clear already, I want to also make sure I show how grateful I am to all of the people who have sent things out for this, all of the people who've sponsored it, And there's one other thing that I have physically here to show, but then also Animal Bikes, Ryan Howard, Zach Gerber, Samson have jumped on board to help out with a street obstacle at it. So Animal is going to be giving prizes away at the jam too for that. So I don't have that physically, but they're going to be there and giving that stuff away for the street jam. And we've already made progress on getting things ready for that. So there will be more for that this coming week. But I wanted to show all of these prizes now. And now we have Alienation, who is going to be giving away multiple sets of these Vice Grip brakes. So I open this. They will be shipped out this week, and I will get them this week. This is a set that I have. But these brakes from Alienation, multiple sets of these are going to be given away at Stoke the Midwest next weekend. So we have a ton of prizes. We have, let's see, shoes, 2 pairs of shoes, a bunch of shirts, a pair of handlebars, a Jacob themed stem, a slow your roll. What else? A bunch of stuff from Little Devil, hydraulic rim brake adapters. There's so much stuff, and I'm so excited for everybody to come out and ride this ramp. Sunday, I'm meeting up with Zach Gerber, and we are putting in work. So I hope we see everybody there. And these aren't all of the prizes, actually. I just remembered that. I actually will be getting prizes, or trophies rather, from Kevin at Wooder Designs. He made up a trophy and is printing a few of them with his 3D printer to give away at the jam. And they are sick. I cannot wait for people to see those. Hope they do this next year too. If this event is a success next weekend, I will absolutely have this event next year. And as long as everything is still there, I will do this event next year. So we are going to, oh God, here we go. Oh, it's already so, all right, I'm going to get closer. Guys, it's time. If you didn't hit that goddamn thumbs up button, hit it now, and somebody clip this because, this is gonna suck. Here we go. Oh my God. I'm so regretting this. All right, this is happening. Stop swearing at me. Yo. If nobody clips this and posts it online, I know it's under pressure, so I gotta close my eyes. God, I'm not excited for this. This sucked so bad whenever I did it in the ice pick stall. Oh, what happened? The seal got stuck. Oh my God, it's so bad. Are we ready? Is everybody ready? All right, here we go. Oh my God. Jesus. Oh, it's instant tears. Oh my God. Woo. I hope that was worth it. That sucked. Woo. Yeah, that's a worthy super chat goal for sure. Oh, I don't know if you can see my eyes watering, but that sucked a lot. We haven't even gotten to the news yet. Ugh. Okay, done with that. I swear to God, if we hit the super chat goal again and I have to do that again, I'm gonna be so bummed. Okay, where is the hitching post going to be in the Mini? If you can see this picture right here, it's a layout of the Mini that's there. It's going to be right where it is in this thumbnail or picture, flyer, whatever. So then there will be a box landing there as well. All right, and while we're talking about Stoke the Midwest, Presley did post up a video talking about the jam and whatnot. So make sure you guys come to this event. And thank you to Presley for posting about it, going out, checking out the mini. It's going to be a totally different looking ramp next weekend. I cannot wait. Not going to make the jam, flying out to Ohio on the 6th for work. Dang. Bummer of timing. Whew. All right. Let's get into talking about the news, because that's why we're here, right? So this past week, X Games announced and unveiled their new branding for their logo and everything that they're going to be doing. And to be totally honest with you, I don't understand the hate. I feel like there's so many people on the internet hating on this and saying, oh, you had such an iconic logo, and kind of acting like it's the end of the world and X Games is done because they changed their logo. And I think it's just a programming of society where things like the Cracker Barrel logo rebranding happened, and everyone sees that and can't think for themselves and it's just like, I hate this and I don't know why. Pretty much. And then you see one person say they hate it, and then you see that online, and then the sheep of the world see that someone hated it and they're like, oh no, I have to hate it too. Can't have a thought for themselves. Because when you look at this logo, like, what about it? There's like nothing to judge here. Looking at the original or previous logo, the only thing that we're missing is the globe thing. So it's like, I don't understand the hate for this. Is it because you're so personally connected to the old logo that you like can't deal with change? Or is there an objective reason for not liking a logo? I get like the Cracker Barrel thing because they took away all of the personality that was in that logo, in the person or whatever was there, and just made it words. But like the only thing missing here is the red color and the globe thing. If you're really that upset, make it red, and there you go. You're only missing the globe at that point. People are absolutely scared of change. I just don't quite understand it. You know what I mean? The logo isn't world ending to me. It's just F minimalism for me, which is an objective thing. Absolutely. Cracker Barrel was disaster because they changed their store too at some locations. Well, there you go. I could totally get like if you're saying, oh, I don't like minimalism or whatever. But X Games has already made so many positive changes under the new ownership that I don't understand where all of this craziness comes from. Now, the next subject, dude, I still smell those freaking things. I think it's like on my hands or something. I don't know. The next big thing that they've finally put more details out there about is the X Games League, which is something that we heard about months and months ago, but didn't really get a lot of info. We saw some posts of founding athletes for it. Didn't get much more info than that, but now with the new branding, they have posted and updated the website on the X Games League page where you can go in and you can see a video from it that teaches you about it. Then there's information in here talking about the clubs, the points, and how everything works, as well as the events. So summer has skate and BMX. Under skate, they have street, park, and vert. Under BMX, they have men's street, park, men's dirt, big air. That's cool. Big air. That's kind of sick. Then in the winter, they'll have snowboarding and ski. And let's see. So there's a draft. There's so much to this. Here's the founding athletes. Got Ryan Williams, Ryan Sheckler, and Nyjah Houston. We have information here. Frequently asked questions. X Games League will launch summer 2026. Professional competition arm of the X Games. XGL Global Team-Based League with 2 seasons each year, summer and winter. How is it different than traditional X Games? Traditional X Games are iconic standalone events. XGL builds on that legacy with league format, allowing athletes to compete for their X Games clubs multiple stops each season, earning points towards a championship title. At each X Games stop, certain disciplines will be designated as league competitions where athletes on clubs will compete for points. Athletes will compete for franchise-owned clubs under a 3-stop season format, leading to a championship at the last stop of the season. We saw the sports. When does it start? Summer 2026 is what they said. Winter season in 27 with 3 stops. How to get involved as a fan or partner. Fans can attend events, follow their favorite teams and athletes, engage with XGL across social media. Brands and organizations interested in partnership opportunities can reach out through our official contact form. So there's this as kind of like a primer, but then there's also a video up on their YouTube page narrated by Sal, the guy who kind of hosts X Games. And it's 3 minutes long, and they talk about the entire thing. And rather than just play through this, I'm going to try to paraphrase a little bit here. But the way that this seems to be working is trying to emulate a little bit how soccer works over in Europe with the different leagues, Premier, Championship, and all of these tiers to it, except for this is just the X Games League. For now, it's just one tier. And from what I'm gathering, the way that this is kind of replicating soccer is that they have the different clubs, and those clubs can be privately owned. So now, instead of it just being like an independent thing 100%, we see a private entity owning this club, which puts ownership on something. And then with that ownership, you'll have all of the different aspects that come with it, similar to soccer, such as sponsorship opportunities and merchandising and things like that, that are all of these different revenue streams that flat out wouldn't exist without a structure like this. And honestly, BMX and action sports has needed something that has this type of structure for a long time. And this is another thing that so many people are pissed off about in a way that I don't understand. It's this mindset of, I don't like X Games League. I don't like this concept, so it shouldn't exist. And personally, I think that's such a silly mindset to have. So, like you see here, there's a comment, it's not too late to scrap this. And then the City Bikes Boys comment is the one I'm going to read because I don't know. I don't understand it. Surely you can read the room. And by room, I mean 1,000+ comments giving you honest feedback. Rebrand is obviously decently well done. People just wish the new logo had a bit more in common with the old one. I would agree with that. Good branding is like a good joke. You don't have to explain it. You guys remember when X Games was authentic to the core and culture of action sports and athletes who made it what it is? Yeah, me too. I miss that. Well, then go make it yourself, dipshit. You don't own X Games. And what are you, like, the people who have these mindsets, what are you doing to make an alternative? You're just bitching on the internet about something that you don't even know how it's going to go to know if you like it or not. You just hear, oh, it's organized. It's going to be like organized sports. Oh, no. Give it a chance. So this City Bikes Boys comment is the one that I read, and I was like, man, I get where you're coming from. But at the same time, I'll give my feedback after. So it says, X Games will always hold a very special place in my heart. Every year, summer X Games would start a few days after I went to school. This was an insanely hard time for me. I didn't fit in. I had horrible grades and I was bullied. The only thing I looked forward to was X Games. My dad would say, get through the day and I'll let you stay up late and watch X Games with me. This kept me going. It's sad to watch the decline. I'm sure you guys all sit around the office and say, extreme sports are in a bad place right now, but they're not. Dime Challenge is a perfect example. Battle of Hastings is another one, or Swatch 9s. They're ran by skaters for skaters or bikers for bikers. It looks like X Games is ran by a bunch of economics grads wearing salmon-colored Brooks Brothers button-downs. Alliteration here. You guys had to try hard to bring down you guys had to try hard to bring down, which was once the coolest event in the world. Congrats, you did it. It's time to hire cool people who aren't there for money, but for the true love of getting wrecked and getting up and doing it again for the love of their hobby. Nobody in charge at X Games has ever taken a slam, and it shows. We choose these hobbies because we're different and didn't want to play soccer. Stop making it like soccer. This isn't the future of action sports. My response to that is, so go do your own event. Go to Battle of Hastings. Go to Dimes, whatever the hell that is. I've never even heard of that before. Go to those events. Organize your own event. But just because those events are core doesn't mean X Games League shouldn't exist. It doesn't mean that we should cut off a potential opportunity that can help grow action sports in general. And just because it isn't exactly what you like and what you would do if you were going to do something like this, doesn't mean that it should just not exist. And this seems to be a mindset that so many people have and act like it just shouldn't exist because they don't like it. Well, I'm going to explain how this could be good for action sports and how it could lead to more core events. Because an organization like X Games and something organized like X Games League immediately gives an opportunity for more attention to action sports in ways that it just wouldn't get on its own. And people want to act like that's a bad thing. And people are like, oh, we don't want attention from corporations. Why not? You don't have to take part in it. Just because it's got attention from corporations doesn't mean you can't go out and do your city bikes, whatever thing. It means that there's going to potentially be an easier avenue for something like a big sponsor like Mountain Dew, who used to be involved with the Dew Tour but isn't anymore, could look at X Games League and be like, oh, I want to sponsor the blank team. So then that goes on however the marketing wants to go in there. And then now you have those riders and skateboarders being supported by that, meaning they can live easier, potentially do their own events. And whenever you have a successful infrastructure like this and you have corporations sponsoring something like this and then actually feeling like they're getting a value for their money, one, they don't just instantly pack up and leave after a year because they realized that no single entity BMX rider or skateboarder can return on this investment in a meaningful way. So it sticks around longer. And two, it becomes a proof of concept that means other people could do this. BMX companies and their teams could be doing these types of things where they say, they make their marketing package. This is what I imagine the clubs will do for X Games League. They make their marketing package and they round up the numbers because as much as it sucks, they matter these days. They round up the numbers of views and all of this stuff on Instagram. And then they take that to a larger entity and say, look, between the 10 people on our team, we can do this for you. And then you get a whole entire team that's sponsored by who knows what. A Cobalt Tool Company or a car company or something like that, or something that even makes more sense, like budget.com, expedia.com, or an airline or something along those travel or hotels or something like that, that you could do the blank trip with the team sponsored by their team sponsor, expedia.com, and you use Expedia to plan out the trip. And you use the collective of the team to bring the value back to them, and then it actually can make sense. And if you don't want to do that, and you don't think that should happen, well, then don't. It's so simple. And people are saying, like, people in the office are probably saying extreme sports are in a bad place right now. Yeah, maybe in terms of sales and industry, Dickies sponsoring Nitro Circus. Weird how that just makes sense. And if that's not something you want to take part in, then you don't have to. The core events can stay core and they can stay run by that. But the people who want to take part in something like this or help give, like, be a part of a bigger opportunity or give BMX more of a, or action sports more of a mainstream, like, attention in the broader community of the world, could take part in something like this. But I'm just fucking tired of people who don't like something, like just banding together and potentially ruining it for a group of people who could like it just because they don't even want to give it a chance. It's so dumb. And I think that we'll find that if this works out successfully, it will bring a lot of opportunity. And then you could have bike companies working with the clubs. And then you have, there's so many ways that this could go to be potentially good for BMX. And when we jump on the bandwagon of something that just hates for the sake of hating, it's stupid. And I think that it's no different than BMX hating YouTube and anyone who did YouTube because of Adam LZ, and that was the thing to hate at the time for whatever your reason might have been. And then that being a hindrance to anyone potentially going on YouTube because they don't want to get hate for it. And now we fast forward how many years and every single company has a YouTube page and they're posting videos on there and growing that presence online when we could have had it from the start. And it could have been this big thing. And if we didn't just immediately jump to a place of hating people for being on YouTube and realize there's a million different ways to do it. And it's hilarious too. The people freaking out about it must not remember the 1-800-COLLECT, Slim Jim, and Sobe chokehold era. And that's another great point in that people talk about that era like it was the best time in the world. And there were so many cool things happening. X Games League is an avenue to potentially get back to something like that era where bigger companies actually want to get involved with BMX or people in BMX because of it. And the last thing I'm going to say about this is they didn't have to do any of this. They didn't have to put however much money into this and try and do something cool for action sports. They could have just not bought X Games at all. They could have let it continue dying because X Games, before it was repurchased or however that worked, it just was dying. It was getting worse and worse and worse, and everyone was bitching about it then. And nobody had to come in and buy this to try and save it. Nobody had to come in and make the fan experience better. And nobody had to come in and try and do things to turn it around. And they did. They paid for it. They're putting however much money into organizing things like this. And so let's just see how it goes. And I think the one thing I meant to say, but I forgot, is that we can't act like X Games League is replacing the main X Games events that we've been watching and know and love that have been getting better since they were bought. So with all of that being said, I'm going to wait and see what happens. I think that this could be a great way. Man, there's so many aspects I keep forgetting about that I'm just going to go on and on and on. But this is the way you could get normal people to care about action sports because they care about football and they care about the teams and they care about soccer and they care about the clubs and they buy the products that sponsor those teams and clubs. This could be how you capture some of that to get normal people to want to watch it. And then when normal people want to watch it, they become a fan and then they buy the stuff and they maybe want to try it. They buy a bike, or if they just watch it and they help the numbers be there to keep something like this going, it's an avenue for potentially growing BMX in that way too. Man, would do awful things for a strawberry kiwi Sobe right now. That's super funny. One sponsor who's always been there my whole life, Swatch. And yeah, people just get so pissed off when big companies come into BMX and then end up leaving because there's no reason for them to stay because they can't actually make their return on their investment. It's like something like this could be an actual meaningful way to return on that investment. And with that, I am done talking about X Games and X Games League. I can't wait to see what happens with it. But here's another thing. Mongoose. Lee Ramsdale is no longer working at Mongoose. And this is a very interesting, one, time, and two, I don't know, could be a sign. Because I don't know how many people know this or not, but a lot of companies, their fiscal year ends on October or the last day of September and starts the next fiscal year, October 1st. And the fact that Lee Ramsdale is posting this last night, September 25th, right before, I'm assuming, the fiscal year ends for the company who owns Mongoose, which is Palm Holdings. I'm kind of curious. I just did a quick Google search for Palm Holdings to see if there's anything that is here, to see if there's any scary signs here. I don't see anything in news about Palm Holdings in the last, let's see, anytime past month. Yeah, I don't see anything in the news in the last month. But what this could mean is that if Mongoose, if they let him go, we don't know, he could have left. But if they let him go and that this is the timing of it, it's going to be a scary sign for Mongoose going into 2026, which is just another larger company who would be pulling out of BMX, and people would be pissed off. But the amount of good that Lee Ramsdale and Mongoose have done in BMX over however long that they've been doing it, it would suck to see that. And they've done so much good stuff and actually tried to make good bikes in all of this. So we'll see what happens. If Mongoose does go away, that is another stacked team that is going to be in need of sponsors. And then if we see Mongoose go away, there's more on the horizon that people haven't heard about yet, but that is going to shake things up in a huge way where I have no idea what's going to happen. But either way, this sucks to see. I'm not saying that out loud because I have no idea. But now we move on to another larger company, Huffy, making their return to having an aftermarket BMX frame with the Sledgehammer. It is now available. They did their product launch for it this past week. They had this funny skit with Huck Kurinsky and Nick Bruce acting out the Napoleon Dynamite scene with the Sledgehammer. And then they've got a post. They've got so many posts on their Instagram and all over the place. And this is another thing that people are losing their goddamn minds about. It is insane how many people are losing their mind about this kind of stuff. You see stuff going away, and you see things getting worse and harder, and teams that are going to be breaking up. Last year we saw with GT and Free Agent, and people who are going to be losing their pay and losing their sponsors. We see all of this, and then we see something new coming in Huffy, and paying riders and paying them for years before actually even offering a product. And we see them offering a frame at an affordable price, and all of a sudden none of any of that is thought about. It's like, yeah, but is it made in America? Like, it makes no sense to me. And I get where some of the criticism can come from, but when we look at this frame, it is a legit BMX frame. This emboss Huffy logo on the C-tube is super cool, but that's not the point. It has removable mounts. It has sick looking, like the welds look good. And then the price tag is $350. There's reasons for that, but if you're mad about this bike is not for you. This frame is not for you. This frame is meant to be a step up from this bike. They sell a $220 complete 20-inch bike. Yeah, it's not the best, but it is a starter bike that someone who might not have any interest in BMX could see and get on at this price point, where their parents not just going to buy them a BMX bike that's $400 or $500, but they might buy this because they recognize Huffy. $220 for a bike that looks decent. Well, that's not terrible. And then you look at this bike and you see, oh, it's got 3-piece cranks. Oh, it's got our 1.125" stem and fork on it. Oh, it's got like, I don't think those are sealed bearings, but you're able to put a aftermarket fork on this. You're able to put aftermarket cranks on this. You're able to replace the bars with aftermarket bars or the stem. Everything on this bike is upgradable. So you can upgrade this bike to this frame. And all of a sudden you started on a cheaper bike that has an upgrade path, and it was more affordable, and it could make sense for people who aren't ready to commit to BMX, or people who don't even know that they want to ride it yet. And then they see, oh, I got this Huffy. Oh, they're working with BMX guys. Oh, they have a frame. I want to try BMX. Oh, I got this bike. Now I'll ride it and we'll upgrade it as we go. I think it makes sense. And the fact that they're paying several riders for years before ever even offering this frame for sale shows their intent. I did a podcast with them, and I think that this could really be something cool for the people who are involved. And it's potentially a way that could also get more people into BMX, because their first bike's a Huffy. Then now they could get a frame upgrade path. I feel like I'm fading at this point. So much stuff. I see the hate for it, and I'm like, man, everything has its place. And we just got to stop acting like just because we don't like something that it doesn't have a place or that it shouldn't exist. Next bike going to be a Huffy. I keep snapping frames. Try it, man. See it. There's been a lot of people riding these bikes. It seems like they've been decent enough. I haven't heard about any failures. So with that being said, I also recorded a podcast yesterday with Kevin Connors, who used to work at Haro. And we talk a lot about how do we get people on BMX bikes? How do we get new people on BMX bikes? We talk a lot about a lot of things that have been brought up recently, and Huffy became part of that conversation. So stay tuned for that. I don't think that one's coming out tomorrow. I think that's going to come out Monday or Wednesday, but it's a good podcast, and I'm excited for people to hear it, and I hope that it just makes people think. So there's another page posted up on on BMX Union about the frame. You can see the geometry here. 100% chromoly tubing, 75.2 head tube, 72 degrees seat tube. It is an 11.5 standover, 20.6 or 20.9. It is available as an 18-inch frame as well. 13.2 to 13.5 inch rear end, 6 mil dropouts, integrated chain tensioners, the debossed logo on the seat tube. I said embossed, it's debossed. And some unique tubing that allowed them to eliminate gussets without sacrificing strength. That's interesting. I have no idea what that means. I'd be curious to see or hear why, though. So let's move on. There's another highlight thing. The Bloom BMX photo contest for 2025 for women photographers. You can enter on Instagram with the tag #BloomBMXphoto. Theme is women's BMX. Up to you to interpret. There you go. Lots of prizes. Top photo feature in the calendar for next year. Accessories from Peak Design, apparel from Vans, and more to come. I'll have this linked in the description with everything else I talk about today, so you can check it out if you want more info. Now, before we get into the videos, I want to talk about Time BMX and their app, because I just want everybody to see it. Whew, I need to take a drink. That was a rampage. I needed those smelling salts. So, we're in the Time BMX app to talk about events and the map and the app itself. To do that, I want to talk about this video here. Let's see, turn on my volume. Here we have a video that Huck and his dad made at a skate park in, I think it's in Arkansas.
Oh, hey.
Let's see, is this got audio? Yes, okay. So check this out. Let's go full screen.
Oh, hey. Brentmore News Live. What are you guys doing here? I'm in Arkansas at a skate park that I found on Time BMX. Make sure to download the Time BMX app. Best app in the world. You're going to check out wherever skate park is.
Riding the park. Just something cool here. Fun park with tons of ramp options for all skill levels. So they're at, and this is what's sick. You can post this video and then tag the place you're at. So then it brings up Paragould Labor Park Center in Arkansas. You can see part of the park. There's only one picture here, but it's got a mini ramp. It's got some rails. It's got a smaller box set up. Got a pyramid. Got a lot of cool stuff. So there's that element of the app, but I want to talk about the events before we get in. Obviously, social media aspect here where you can post the videos like we just saw and pick your favorite places to ride. Let's go into the events section and talk about the events going on for the rest of the month and beginning of October. Pump track events, just one, Australian Pump Track National Championship, the 6th of October. Dirt jump events, we have one tomorrow, Ohio BMX Trail Series near Dayton, Ohio. The Garden Jam in Chicago, Illinois, and the Dirty 19 Burger Jam in Belgium, the 28th. Flatland, do we have anything? October, so we got a couple things in October. I'll just say all of October for these. Japan National Championship, Park and Flatland, UEC BMX Freestyle European Continental Championships in the Netherlands. The Taco Jam, first weekend in October. Then Battleground Round 3 is the second weekend in October. October 11th is the main part of the contest. Then Aloha Jam in Honolulu, Hawaii, October 16th weekend. Race stuff, you can download the app and check out if you want. I don't think we have a ton of racers in here. And then we have the freestyle events. So through the rest of the month, we have the USA BMX Digital State Series, round 7. Then we have the Old School BMX Reunion at Woodward West. It is the last event and last time you will be able to go to Woodward West. So you're going to want to check that out if you want to go to Woodward West. That's this weekend, actually. So if you aren't there, you're going to be paying for an expensive plane ticket and you better get there. Garden Jam, we talked about. Brett's BMX Birthday Bash in Texas. That's also tomorrow. Radville BMX Stunt Show at Fall Fest in Maryland tomorrow. Cruisin' Bruisin' Fiesta Ride Out in Missouri and St. Louis tomorrow. Ohio BMX Trail Series we talked about. Dirty 19 we talked about. Ride and Shine in Canada the 28th. And the BMX Reunion in Virginia Beach the 28th. Then we'll go till we get to my event. Japan National Championships we talked about. We talked about the UEC. So then we got Stoke the Midwest Jam. We already talked all about it, but it's in the app so you can make sure you don't forget about it. All of the events for the day and information are there. Rosie Ride Sunday in Newark, New Jersey, says Kevin Jackson. There you go. There's that. So those are the events. Then there's the map element of the park. So we see that there are thousands of skate parks all around the world to pick from and look at. And you can, if you're in a certain area, say you're traveling the US and, oh, we're going through Wyoming. What's in Wyoming? Yo, what's in Casper, Wyoming? Is this Casper? Yeah. We zoom in. Oh, look, they have a track. They also have a skate park. Casper Skate Park. Yo, this park actually looks sick. Whoa. Wyoming, let's go. Got that gnarly, sick looking oververt berm type thing. Little curved wall ride setup. A bowl. They got a double coping spine. This park looks really freaking cool. Damn. Yo, Time BMX. Send me to this skate park. I want to ride it. Let's make a series out of it. I'll go to Wyoming, ride this skate park, film a cool video of it, and then make something for the app as well. Just like I did in North Carolina. I am working on that video too. That was awesome. And that is exactly why this app exists, because it has all of these resources that are spread out all over the internet other than in the app. Awesome. Now, we're going to speed run through the videos from this week because it's almost 11 o'clock already. Shortest to longest videos. I haven't been able to figure out how to add spots to the map. I think you just have to find where, let me look here. Yeah, it's super easy. So let me pull it back up. You tap the lines on the top right, and then you see submit a location, and then you can do it there. And then they'll review it and probably put it in there for you. So Ollie Shields 2025 cult video, lots of rail rides, lots of good stuff in here. We're speeding through these. Federal Bikes, Matthew Palon 2025 video. This one's a little bit longer here, 7.5 minutes. I enjoyed the first part of it that I got to watch. Then we got the trails video of the week, slapping, packing, and pulling, building, riding, and maintaining BMX trails from Pat Schlitzer. Check this out for your trail fix of the week. And then we have Harrison, I don't remember how to pronounce your last name, Project Extras. Is it in here? Did it say it at the beginning?
Jersey, baby, North Jersey.
Nope, not in the first bit.
Look at the camera. Look at the camera.
That's funny. Check it out. 19 minutes. Then if you need something super, super long video wise, we have Hard Yards 4 from Colony in the raw cut that is almost an hour and 20 minutes long. Holy cow. Watch it. Get into the interviews type things from this week. This one's not an interview, but I didn't feel like moving it. Fitz, Takado, Yuta, bike side, bike check. So riding bike side and kind of a bike check. This should be called a fit check. That's a thing on the internet already. And they mainly only focused on fit or S&M parts. So call it a fit check. Yo, thank you, Robert Burris, for joining as a member. I appreciate you and thank you. Let me add you in here on the ticker. Robert Burris. There it is. Boom. So check this out if you want to see some riding and what Takado is doing at Bikeside. Then we have a video about Profile's Cat Eye hubs, talking about the manufacturing process for them. Who Won BMX, Nora Cup, and Battle of Hastings. This is Our BMX's news podcast that was just released. Then we also have a podcast with Stu Johnson, the Union Tapes podcast. I think this is recorded over in the UK. And you can have over 3 hours of Stu Johnson. How sick is that? Then we have more BMX hashtag. We have one from Steve Novak. In case you need a reminder, at 53, some days the body is tired, but when the weather's fine and friends are around, ... for Ronnie. Keep effing going. Great message there. There's also a video from him cruising here, getting a double peg grind, going to manualing out. Man, I wish I could manual that far. Hell yeah. We'll hit the like on that one. Appreciate it. BMX news checking in. And you guys should check these out too. You know, these people put this more BMX hashtag so I can talk about it in the news. Be awesome if you guys checked it out. Then we've got the Pirate Duck and his new bike build. Looking good, man. Front view on there. Front Alienation Venus hub. Look at that. There's obviously a flatland specific build. Got the Iggy pegs, the RNC cranks, RNC sprocket, Shadow Supreme chain, Alienation rims, Alienation Venus rear hub on here as well. Super sick. Then we've got Moritz coming back in, flip whipping, bar to tail whipping, killing it. This dude is always so freaking progressive with his riding. He did a flip bar there, bar catch bar, the in down, supersede Indian air. So much variety in the riding, honestly. Switch tail whip, 360 tail whip, double tail whip. Damn. Superman seat grab, X up to turn down. Like, the fact that there is a undown or in down or however you call that, and then an X up to turn down with all these other crazy tricks. It's awesome. Always love seeing this dude progress. Then we got Kevin Zuba, who is, I'm presuming, in the chat right now, doing what he calls the system disconnect. Let me check here. Do we have important stuff here? We have just the one thing that we talked about earlier, but I'll pull up the photo from the Rosie Ride Out 420 wall ride, 11:30 a.m. on Sunday. After party at Deep Inn, 5:30 p.m. There's the info for that. Kevin's always creative, always fun to watch. I love this dude's reaction to it. Super cool. Kevin's rad. Then we got J.R. Hobbs posting up another clip with the More BMX hashtag. What's he got? Disaster on the little roller guy. Inside foot jam. Bar catch bar air. Hell yeah, J.R. Hobbs. Oh, was he here today? Did I miss him in the chat? I'm sorry I missed some of the chat today, everybody. I was a little heated. Anyways. Oh, I already talked about this. So I guess that is where we're going to leave this one today, right at the hour mark. I appreciate everybody who tuned in, even if it was just for the smelling salts. Appreciate Robert Burris joining as a member today, and the members who've been in the chat, Geoff Meade. Who else? Any other members? Rob Sparkman. Hell yeah. Thanks for tuning in today and making it in. He's a member. Any more green name members in the chat? Not that Vic is here, longtime member. Appreciate Vic and all the members. Brian Lang as well. I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in and supporting, and we'll see you tomorrow for another video. I'm going to try and get the video from when Pat, right here, Pat Falico, Rides for Colony, was at Ray's. I'm trying to get that video done for tomorrow. So hopefully that's what we'll see tomorrow, and we'll see you next Friday for the news. As well as Stoke to Midwest. I hope I see all of you there, and there's a ton of prizes for the event. See ya. Also about to record a podcast. Jeez, lots going on today.